Mitm is pretty cool. He's actually the first operator that made me consider giving my thoughts on less used operators. I never did get around to it since I was kinda lazy, but better late than never. I think he's got a pretty fun kit, so I hope I can do it justice. Mitm is one of those operators that's in a weird spot. He's not as easy to throw in for general use like the cheaper Beanstalk, he lacks control effects like Black Knight's sleep access and the synergy that comes with it, and his tactical point isn't as high in defense as a Metal Crab Guard team or Slumberfoot either. He does pull ahead of his direct competition with Black Knight in terms of attack, and actually has the highest base attack of all Tactician Vanguards, beating out both Mulesis and Vigil. Not to say base stats are the end-all be-all, but I thought it'd be fun to mention. So what does Mitm do? He makes literal garbage.
Here's the battle plan. If you've got any questions, figure them out yourself.
Mitm's talent, of course, revolves around his tactical point, Cherry 3. Unlike any other tactical point in the game, Cherry 3's effect is actually activated on defeat, spawning wreckage in the 4 adjacent ground tiles provided they're free. Wreckage spawns with a subtractive 50% of the HP of Cherry 3, with attack and defense stats of 0, and just sits there. Yeah, this might sound awful, but what might be lacking here in quality is held up by quantity. You don't even have to wait for Mitm's skills to spawn any wreckage. You can just click Cherry 3 and retreat it. Easy. And it'll come right back in 15 seconds. Skill 1 is Mitm's best way of generating DP and putting up with crowding. At Mastery 3, Mitm instantly generates 6 DP and detonates Cherry 3, dealing a respectable 400% of his attack as physical damage in the 4 tiles adjacent to Cherry 3. It's functionally a retreat with burst damage and a bit of DP on the side. Its main draw is its ability to quickly wipe out trash and prepare for more by throwing some disposable blockers out to catch stragglers. It also cycles decently, being ready to go just 5 seconds after Cherry 3 returns to the field. Fast, effective, and fairly reliable. Solid. Skill 2 lends itself better to situations of a slower tempo with enemies that take a bit more time to deal with. 12 DP is granted over 15 seconds, Mitm gets an additional 80% attack, Cherry 3 stops attacking, gains 1 additional block, and an additional 140% defense. After the skill ends, Cherry 3 does what it does best and self-destructs. This skill is kind of the opposite of skill 1. Cherry 3 takes a backseat to allow Mitm to work on enemies with the attack boost from skill and the 150% attack boost from talent. It's slower to roll and isn't giving the best DP generation, but its focus is more on managing tougher targets at key times. It's also, of course, great for setting up other operators to clear crowds without too much leaking. A bit of wreckage down a lane with a part-time 2 blocker in between goes a pretty long way in holding threats and giving time to effectively manage swarms of enemies. There's another thing Cherry 3 has going for it, its stall potential. It doesn't work on all enemies of course, but on anything with a particularly slow attack interval that doesn't target too many allies, wreckage can work wonders. Cherry 3 holds for a bit, goes down, spawns wreckage, and repeats. With a little bit of help, it can make for some interesting and entertaining situations. Definitely a highlight of the operator. Regarding masteries, I'd say that both skill 1 and 2 are fairly beneficial. Both skills receive a lower SP threshold for activation, which is important for a tactician like Mitm who benefits by being able to generate DP more quickly, and either keep putting out damage to clear away enemies with skill 1, or keep Cherry 3 around longer and kill threats faster with skill 2. Module for Mitm is for sure something to build towards to get the most out of him. The subtractive 50% HP that wreckage is spawned with is reduced to a much kinder 30% at level 3, giving wreckage a lot more staying power and playing to its strength of making worthless targets for enemies to aim at. Mitm is a really solid operator with some interesting niche use cases here and there. He's one of my favorite 5 stars for the uniqueness of his kit alone, and I think, depending on the player, he can be considered worth building. I hope I was able to convey that. Now I'm going back to playing the silliest game mode ever.